Hi there, my name is Sean and I'll teach you to play Zoolphabet. To learn to play, there's no need for the kids to know the names of the letters. That will happen naturally in the process of the game. Those who already know the letters will also enjoy Zoolphabet, as the game helps to train their memory and the skill of analysing word spelling. In addition to the main set of rules, the game has 4 alternative versions which improve vocabulary, literacy and cognitive processes in general. Zoolphabet, basic rules, ages 5+. First, let's try the simplest version of the game. For this, we'll need the small and large cards, which have at least one orange leaf in the corner. This set is perfect for learning the rules and playing the first several games. You should have 9 cards with letters and 8 cards with animals. These are the most widely used letters of the English alphabet. Shuffle them up and lay them face down in a 3x3 square. Place the deck of animal cards face down nearby. The players take turns going clockwise. Each player opens one letter in turn. If the letter can't be found in the animal's name, the player puts the card back face down, leaving it in the same spot. The players try to remember what letter it was, as it will come in handy in subsequent rounds. The turn is passed to the next player. If the letter corresponds to one of the letters in the animal's name, the player leaves the card open in the same spot and continues his turn, opening another letter. In this way, the player can continue to open letters until he makes a mistake. All of the correctly opened letters remain open until the round ends. As soon as one of the players opens the last letter of the word, he takes the animal card and the round is over. Following that, all of the open letters are turned face down, but they have to remain in their spots. Open up the next animal card and start the next round. The turn goes to the next player clockwise. Once a deck of animal cards is played, the players count their trophies. Whoever has collected the most cards wins. If the players have the same number of cards, they can compare the total number of letters in the names of collected animals. In addition to the simple game set, there are 2 difficult ones. Each of them has 16 instead of 9 letters. To pick out the card set, look out for the leaf marks on the letter and animal cards. Right now we are playing the set with blue leaves. How about complicating the game a little? Show the animal card before the round and place it face down. In the course of the round, players have to use their memory to figure out which letters there are in the word. Or you can complicate the game even further so that the letters are opened up in the right order as they make up the word, starting with the first one. And another version of the game, use the cards from 2, 3 or 4 sets. Let's figure out the additional set of rules. The first one is called Memory and can be played by kids 5 years and older. You will need paired cards with letters. The difficulty and duration of the game can be varied using anywhere from 8 to 26 pairs. The cards are placed on the table face down. In their turn, the player can open any 2 letters. If he opens 2 same letters, he gets to keep the cards. From there, the rules can be different. Either the player makes another move or the turn goes to the next player. With the younger kids, use the second option where the turn passes to the next player. With the older kids, when there are more cards used, the first option where the player gets another chance will work just fine. If the player fails to open paired cards, they are put back face down and the turn goes to the next player. And whoever collects the most cards wins. The next game is called Bingo and can be played by kids 5 years and older. To play the game, pick out any card set like you did with basic rules. One of the older players should moderate the game. The players are dealt 1 or several cards with animals and place them in front of themselves. The game moderator shuffles the letter cards and starts to open up one letter at a time, calling them out and showing to the players. If the player notices that one of his animal cards has such a letter, he should yell, "Got it!" ahead of everyone else. In this case, he gets the card. If the player yells "Got it" by mistake, he has to return one of the previously won letters back to the deck. The game ends when the moderator no longer has any letters left, and the player with the most letter cards wins. The third game is called Burners and it can be played by kids 8 years and older. You'll need the letter cards for this version of the game. Put away all cards with consonants that are marked with blue or purple leaf tags, but that do not have the orange leaf tags. In this way, the deck for this game will only have 1 card for each of the least used consonants. Such a setup enables quicker word compilation and adds fun to the game process. The letter cards are shuffled and the deck is placed in the center of the table face down. The players take turns going clockwise. In their turn, each player takes the top card and places it on the table face up. Each subsequent card is placed next to the others and all the open cards should be visible to everyone. The player placing the card may be burned if, during his turn, Prior to the next player's move, one of his opponents notices that some word, a common noun in its singular form, can be compiled from the cards that are already opened on the table. It doesn't matter whether the word includes a letter that was opened in this turn, or whether it can be compiled from a previously opened letter. The only thing that matters is that someone discovered that such a word can be made. Once somebody announces the word, the burned player takes all the letter cards that make up the word as a penalty, and the game continues. The game ends when there are no more cards in the deck, and whoever has the least number of penalty cards wins. The game Dummy can be played by kids 8 years and older, and you'll need the full deck of letter cards. Players select any word made up of 5 to 7 letters and set it out on a table with letter cards. We'll use the word market as an example. The other cards are shuffled and each player is dealt 5 cards. The players take turns going clockwise. In their turn, the player can add to the word one letter so that a new word, a common noun in its singular form, is formed. The new word can be read in any direction except diagonally. For example, the first player adds letter C to make the word car. The second player adds S to get scar. The number of letters in the final word is the number of points that the player collects in his turn. After the turn, the player takes another card, so that there are 5 cards in his hand and the turn goes to the next participant. If the player can't make a word, he misses his turn, but is given the opportunity to discard one of his letters and to take a new one instead. And the game ends when there are no more cards in the deck and no players can make another word. Whoever has the most points wins. And that's all. Enjoy your game.